What's going on, everybody? The Fin32 here. In this video, I'm going over a web article that Upload posted from David Jagnix of the game Evasion that is coming out. And if you don't know what Evasion is, just think about it as another Farpoint that's coming out. It's basically a co-op game, but instead of killing aliens and on a undiscovered planet, you're actually going to be fighting robots, which also looks like you're on a undiscovered planet. But it's a co-op game, and you're going to be shooting, and you got different guns, and you're going to be blowing stuff up, and just think about it like Farpoint times 2. Farpoint, a better Farpoint, that's what I'm going to say. But I'm going to get this video started. Okay, it is by Upload VR, and it is the hands-on review that David Jagnix did of the game Evasion on PSVR with the PS Aim controller, and he said that it is a perfect match. So he said, cooperative first-person VR shooter Evasion is officially coming to PSVR, and we got the chance to go hands-on with it at a pre-E3 Sony preview event last week. Described as a bullet hell shooter for VR, you and some friends will jump into this world as one of 4 different classes and do your best to stay mobile and dodge the torrential downpour of lasers and missiles as you blast hundreds of aliens and robots into thousands of pieces. Oh, so there are some aliens in this game. And the trailer, it looked like you were just killing a whole bunch of robots. But Evasion is basically like a modern VR interpretation of what a sci-fi co-op Serious Sam game might look like, and I'm all here for it. I played this same mission multiple times, including first way back at VRDC in October, then GDC earlier this year and on an expensive Vive Pro, and finally now on the PSVR, which we will watch that video after I read this. My PSVR demo was quite different from the previous 2 though, because I wasn't using just 2 motion controllers this time. Instead, I was holding the surprisingly sturdy PS Aim controller, let's go, while standing in place with my VR headset firmly plastered to my face. Immediately, I was getting Farpoint flashbacks. However, Farpoint mostly deals with ground-based enemies, is a bit slower paced, and leverages its narrative very heavily. In the case of Evasion, it's like cranking the action up to 11. You're basically required to sprint around the map at full speed at all times to make sure you can dodge all the incoming bullets, which means keeping your head on the swivel and your trigger finger nice and loose. The benefit of using 2 motion controllers on the Vive and Rift, which include analog sticks, is that you can block with your left hand and shoot with the right separately. In the case of the PSVR, while using the PS Aim controller, my shield is attached to the front of my gun, so I can only block in the same direction as where I'm aiming. It's a slight limitation, but it feels appropriate given how satisfying the gun is to hold in VR. Yes, if you don't have that aim controller yet for PSVR, gotta get it. I've played a lot of VR shooters, many of which feature cooperative or competitive multiplayer of some kind. The closest comparison out there to what Evasion is trying to do right now is probably Gunheart, but there's no word on when that game is actually coming to PSVR, although we know it's in development. I gotta look about Gunheart because I have not seen that yet. But the bottom line is that if you have a PSVR with a PS Aim controller that's been collecting dust ever since Bravo Team failed to meet expectations, which is true, but I still like Bravo Team, played through a couple of times lately, but the Evasion is your reason to dust it off. With this and Fireball Zero Hour both on the horizon, now is a good time to get reacquainted with your smooth plastic peripheral. He ain't lying. Evasion is currently slated for release on Rift, Vive, and PSVR later this year. The PSVR version of the game will support both DualShock 4 and PS Aim controller play styles. Although based on our demo, we have a feeling that the PS Aim will be the best way to play the game. Let us know what you think of Evasion so far down in the comments below.